Welcome to Anne's Space. I'm still in Central America. I've come to a town called Suchitoto, which is actually in El Salvador. So I'm going to continue my trip and I'll continue sharing it with you. I hope you've watched the previous ones, but if not, jump back and have a look. But in the meantime, come with me as we go exploring this town and see what adventures I get up to. So after unpacking and getting organised and settled into our new hotel, we do our normal orientation walk with Freddie, our new leader from the Intrepid company.
This is a very useful tree because the shell we use it to make handicrafts. When it's dry, it's like a solid and flexible, so we can make cups, spoons. So it was very useful. And also something different. Have you ever seen cacao?
No.
Oh yeah.
How the fruit grows.
So I didn't catch what that tree with the big green fruit was called.
Here in El Salvador they call it morro.
Moro.
But in Nicaragua we call it jícaro.
Jícaro.
Like jícaro, but it's jícaro.
Okay, thank you.
Jícaro or jícara.
After our orientation walk, it was time for a cooking lesson.
Learn how to make two dishes. If you don't learn how to make tortillas, you won't be able to learn how to make pupusas. Okay? So our workshop today will be based on our food. So that's why we call it Pupusa Workshop. There's an apron for each of you. Native ingredients, and in this side, the introduced ingredients. Let's start with the native ingredients. Remember, for Mayan people, the milpa that has three products, and the most important are corn, beans, and squash. Okay? They also introduce pork. Mayan people, we eat boars, wild pigs, things like that. But
So it looks like we've just got one left making a pupusa, and so he'll have to be my victim on the video. There we go, we all made them, we learned how to make them, and then we put our tags in, and now we're cooking. Claire's in amongst it.
Is the inside supposed to be coming out?
So after our pupusa lesson, we all went for a walk around the town of Suchitoto. Come out bright and early, or some of us have this morning. We're going to do a little bit of a walk in near to where we're staying at Suchitoto. But first of all, we're going to learn a bit of the background, the history of the wars that have happened here. So I'm just going to go and sit down and learn some things.
It's no forest. Then indigo became obsolete, and the wealthy people went for higher altitude to grow coffee. The people that stayed back became subsistence farmers.
So these two gentlemen were both involved in the wars in El Salvador. The one on the right was our local guide, and he was a local citizen, just a boy during the wars. And the one on the left, he was a guerrilla, and he actually went to Cuba and trained to be a sniper.
In very few hands, and the farmers had no access to land.
In nuestro caso como Sinquera.
In the case of Sinquera, we could say that over 90% of the local farmers didn't have any land, didn't have not even a place where to live. All this territory used to be 4 different haciendas. But at the end, it was only one family: dad, his two sons, and daughter. So, of course, the landlords needed the help of farmers to make their properties produce. So they would round up families and invite them to come and live in their property. If the families agreed, they would be turned into slaves.
So we just learnt so much, and hopefully I've retained a lot of it. I couldn't video it, it was too much. But now we're starting on our hike. And this is our first challenge, and I do have a hiking pole just in case. Well, I think this is the easy bit, because we have been warned it is quite steep in parts.
To be a colony of the UK, so the first blue dye to get to the UK, the indigo. In Spanish, añil, the blue dye out of the Nile River. Spain used to trade through Morocco with Egypt, the first blue dye to Spain, añil. In Nahuatl, the Mayan language, it would have been siquilite. And it also means blue dye. Indigo, it's a bush that grows on sunny areas from 0 to 800 meters above sea level. Within 6 to 8 months, the plant is mature. Open in year 2000, they put in a pipeline from 2 springs, and it goes right down below this path. When they were digging up the path, they found a body wrapped in black plastic. They unburied the guy. He had no ID. Obviously, he was a guerrilla because of his uniform, but no one recognized him, so they just placed him back in there, and they named it the unknown soldier grave.
So this was actually opened yesterday. And so there are some clambery bits, some steeper bits. So good enough flat bits that you can get your breath back after the steep bits. So there's a few natural springs in this area, and they actually have piped some of it down into the village, so just gravity fed, no need for water pumps or anything.
This place unites them all. You have the hillside so you can play with the smoke, you have water so you can rehydrate food, and you have shelter that comes together with the water. The vegetation grows more where there's water.
So there's some really steep bits, and this is the steepest. It's about a 10-minute up, and so I'm just stopped to catch my breath. But thankfully it's not too hot because we're in the shade, but the perspiration's still pouring off me. And we can just see Annie up there going around another corner. Thankfully it's zigzagged.
But went in there and they killed several Jesuit priests. But I was this close.
And we've got to the lookout behind me. So I'm going to go out there and see what I can see. Hi, Annie.
Sandoval, he was the first mayor of Suchitoto after the war since 1994 until 2010. They named this mountain after him. He was very loved in this area. His alias was Felipe, so Felipe Mount. Where Felipe goes down, then we have Tecomate.
So thank goodness there's change rooms, and thank goodness I brought my sarong because there is no door. But look at this. All these little bats. How cute are they? And this is why I was so pleased that there was a change room. Look at that. And today's actually a public holiday and a Sunday. Celebration, today's cross day. So, and the reason why they have it is because it's officially the start of the rainy season. So I just went for a swim in there. It's really nice. It's not cold, it's not warm, but it's certainly beautiful and refreshing. Now this bridge reminds me of Nepal, but their bridges used to wash out in the snowmelt season. Oh, it's a bit warm on the feet. Ouchie, ouchie. And this is where the water's coming from for that waterfall. Reminds me of Hammersley Gorge. Lots of memories.
Everybody in this village was so upset. No one set foot into that church for one whole year. They got rid of the trees. They rescued the helicopter tail and they turned it into a monument. Nowadays, Figuera is back on the map because of tourism, and you guys are here because of the war history. We should never erase that. Not only because you guys are coming, but also because it is our past, and we shall not forget it, because then we'll end up doing it again.
Yes, we have to learn from history.
The guns you see here, oh, these are AK-47s. That's the G3 rifle, the rifle that the government had. Part of peace treaties, the rebels had to turn in their guns. The United Nations, Blue Berets, they received them. Most of them were melted, but they welded some of them, the firing mechanism, magazines, and barrels. So even though you have 1,000, you could not make one work. A lot of them were, ¿cómo se dice?, kept as collectible items.
So I'm just going for an evening walk in Suchitoto, and it's so nice because all the locals are sitting out on their front doorsteps just chilling, and everyone that I walk past says hola or buenas noches. So it's just a lovely time of the night. These cute little cars, I think I've shown you a few, but if I haven't, just as an FYI, they're imported from India, and a lot of people don't have employment, so they become taxi drivers in these very cute little cars. So this is just a typical evening. Having a good morning, guys?
We are.
The next morning, 4 of us got up bright and early and went for the most wonderful paddle. We saw lots of different birds. It was just sensational, and Yan was such a strong paddler. I really enjoyed it. So after that wonderful kayak ride this morning, our last stop before we leave Suchitoto is actually in an indigo store. Now, those who follow my channel, I might have talked about my granddaughter Indigo a few times. So it's really funny, every time Indigo gets mentioned, I think about her. Anyway, I'll share this place with you.
So there are 6 women working on this initiative. They are from several different communities around Suchitoto. It's like a small bush, like you see this? My size, probably.
Do they still grow like the plantations of indigo here? Or?
They still have some farms.
And there's actually quite a strong odor because the indigo
¿Cuántos años tiene
is
este?
fermenting.
This container has 6 years.
Oh, wow. Right, the powder already extracted from the plant.
From the plant.
Yeah, and then they get
How do they do this?
So you can
The
see
fiber
that that's
right
changed from
So the color is changing right now.
to indigo once she got it out in the
No,
actually the
oxygenation.
There we go. See, it's got darker and darker. And she's continuing to move it around with the air.
Ah, yeah. In the they do like nuts on bread.
So there we go. Mixed with test vinegar added to set
Is
the
it like
way.
this one because
Too dark, do it again.
que no sirve, dice que la haga de nuevo. So, we're gonna do a raffle.
After all that work, there was a raffle, and yes, I won the raffle. Now I was so pleased to be able to take that back to Australia to my granddaughter. So our next stop was just an overnight at El Tunco. So that was on the Pacific coast. Not in bad stock, but you know, just one night was fine. Interesting fact about El Salvador, it used to be the most unsafe country in Central America, and now it's the safest. So after a brief overnight, very early in the morning, and we had an interesting crossing to get to our next country, but I'm going to save that until next time. We were up at sunrise, but thanks for watching this video. Can't wait to share my next one with you when I get into my next Central American country. And here's just a taster of what's to come in my next video. Yeah, I was definitely with a group of intrepid travelers, and yeah, there's our luggage getting checked over. So yeah, I'll wait until next time to tell you where I ended up. But guys, thanks for watching this video. Really appreciate the fact that you're still here at the end. Give us a thumbs up, give us a comment, and hi to my fellow travelers. Till next time, bye for now.